Today we're talking about the YC application video. Every year, thousands of applicants get rejected by YC because they mess up one simple thing, their 60-second application video. If you're working on your application right now, there are 3 mistakes you can easily avoid as long as you're prepared. So in this video, I'll cover everything you need to know to prevent this deceptively difficult video from ruining your chances at $500,000 of seed funding. I went through Y Combinator back in summer 2020 with my startup, Tella. I also happen to know a thing or two about making videos. Tella is an online video recorder that makes it easy for founders like you to record and share professional product demos, tutorials, and YC application videos. We're going to cover what the application video is and, importantly, what it's not, what you need to include in your video, how to record it, and I spoke to my old partner at YC about the most common mistakes he sees and how you can avoid them. So let's get into it. Sometimes called the founder video. It's a 60-second video introducing you and your startup that you attach to your application on the website. It is not a product demo. There's a separate place in the application for adding a product demo video. The YC application video is an unedited video of you and your co-founders talking to the camera. It's as simple as that. But what you talk about is where it gets a little more complicated. YC states the following. In the video, please introduce yourselves, explain what you're doing and why, and tell us anything else you want to about the founders or the project. This is helpful, but it's a little vague. So there are 4 things going on here. 1, introductions. 2, what you're building. 3, why you're building it. And 4, other interesting things about the founders or the project. The introduction is a good place to mention that you and all your co-founders should be in the video together. If you don't have any co-founders, then you don't need to worry. If you do have co-founders, whether it's 1 or 4, then you should all get together in the same room to record your YC application video. If your co-founders can't be in the same place to film the video, then you can record a conference call instead. So, to start the video, each co-founder should introduce themselves and briefly explain what they do at your startup. When you go through YC, one of the first things you realize is how much the partners emphasize the importance of communicating in clear, plain language. Plain English is almost the exact opposite of what you find in most marketing material, which is full of buzzwords and jargon. So when you explain what you're building in your application video, you should do it in clear, plain English. Don't use buzzwords, don't use jargon. A bad example would be describing Tella as a blazing fast AI-powered video creation platform. A better example would be describing Tella as an online screen recorder with built-in video editing. That might sound more boring, but it's much easier to understand what the product actually is. And that's what the YC partners are trying to do with your application. This is where you can explain the problem that your startup solves. So what's wrong with the world today and how is your idea going to fix it? The way to make this part of the video really hit is with specific examples. It could be a personal story or a story from one of your customers. A specific example takes your idea from being this abstract thing and makes it real. The story around the example will make it interesting and relatable. Okay, so far YC's suggestions have been fairly obvious, but this next part is where it starts to get interesting. YC gets tens of thousands of applications every single batch. Winter 2024 had 27,000 applications. To be in the 1% that gets selected, you really need to stand out. And this is the part of the video that helps you do that. In my experience, traction is the number one thing that YC and many other investors care about. It's not how big you are, it's how fast you're moving. If you already have paying customers, you should say how many you have, how much money you're making, and how long it took to get to that point. If you don't have customers, then say how many users you have and how long it took to get all of them. But traction isn't everything. YC cares a lot about who the founders are and why they're capable of turning an idea into a big successful business. If you have a unique background with experience that shows why you're the best person to solve this problem, then you should definitely mention that. Parker Conrad's Zenefits application video is a great example of this. At the start of the video, he says that Zenefits works using sync integrations into payroll systems.
Trying to replicate or actually really improve on everything that a small group commercial insurance broker does for their clients. And that starts with sync integrations into payroll systems that lets us pull out all the key HR data about a company and its employees.
Later in the video, he specifically mentions that at his previous job, he managed the team responsible for sync integrations.
I was co-founder and head of product at Sigfig, which is the world's largest online financial advisor by AUM. And there I managed the team that built our sync integrations. I have a lot of experience with building that stuff. We built it from scratch, which is obviously really useful for the current venture.
I've added a link to his application video in the description. Building a startup is insanely hard, and it can take the best part of a decade. So YC also cares about the co-founders being a cohesive, durable team. This part of the video is a great place to mention how you and your co-founders know each other and met. There are two options for recording your video: in person with your co-founders or remotely. If you're filming your application video with your co-founders in person, then all you need to do is pull up some chairs and gather around a laptop on a table. To make the video, use your favorite recording software like Tella. Alternatively, you can set up an iPhone or camera on a tripod. If you're filming remotely, then you and your co-founders should join a Zoom or Google Meet call together, but make sure you record it. YC does not recommend reading from a script, so be prepared to shoot a few takes. If you read from a script, it can kind of look like you don't know what you're talking about. Instead, base your video around a few bullet points. Concisely explaining the key things about your startup should be second nature to you and your co-founders. But getting your delivery right and switching between the speakers might still require a few takes, and that's totally fine. This can be especially difficult if you're recording your application video on Zoom or Meet. The latency can make switching between speakers a bit awkward, and it's harder to maintain eye contact with your webcam because you end up looking at your screen. Watch back the recording to check your delivery flows naturally and everyone is maintaining eye contact with the camera. Make sure everyone's face is visible and well lit. Try sitting faced towards a window to make use of natural light. You can use a ring light or other purpose-built lighting, but make sure it's not going to look distracting to the YC partners watching the video. You should also avoid sitting with your back close to a window when there's bright daylight coming through. It'll create a silhouette effect and make it difficult for your face to be seen. For audio, you don't need special equipment. Your computer's microphone will probably be fine, but you do need to test it. Do a test recording with everyone sat just like they would in the real thing. Then make sure the mic picks up everyone's voice clearly without needing to turn your volume way up. These lighting and sound tips apply all the same whether you're recording in person or remotely. When I started making this video, I realized that I don't actually know what the common mistakes are. So I texted my old YC partner, Gustav Alstromer, and asked him. Here are the most common mistakes Gustav sees in application videos and how you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, not explaining how you and your co-founders know each other. I briefly mentioned this earlier in the video, but the idea here is that the partners are trying to figure out if you're a serious team that can go the distance of a startup. So if I was applying to YC again with my co-founder, I'd say something like, Michiel and I met while we were working together back at Binder in 2015. We've been friends ever since. This is the third company we're starting together. Mistake number 2, not explaining what each co-founder does. When you do your introduction, you and your co-founders shouldn't just say your name, say what you actually do. If you're a small team, then be a little bit more descriptive than just CEO or CTO. I'd say something like, I'm Grant, co-founder and CEO. I do the marketing and product design. Mistake number 3, recording in a noisy environment. If you leave your application video to the last minute, don't leave it so late that you end up filming in a loud cafe or noisy WeWork. But this one isn't really about making it harder to hear what you're saying in the video. It's about what it signals, whether you record in a loud co-working space or you leave a bunch of typos in your application. Mistakes like these signal to YC that you're not taking it seriously. Being prepared and paying attention to detail shows that you are serious. It's worth any extra effort to find a quiet place to film. Okay, that covers it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please check the description for extra YC application and application video links and resources. You'll also find the link to my incredibly embarrassing application video. See if you can count all the mistakes that I made in my one. If you like this, please share it with your mates if they're applying to YC or thinking about applying to YC, and give this video a like. Also, subscribe to the channel. I publish new stuff on here every single day, new tips like this, new Tella features, other content. See you in the next video. Bye for now.